Ain't nothing like rush hour traffic. What's up, y'all? Sitting in traffic, so I wanted to rap. When you drive, things hit your mind a little bit. And then I get to thinking, so therefore I get to talking. Anywho, you know what I don't like? I dislike people that complain about things they only can control. It's like you're in control of your own life. You're in control of everything for the most part, because some things do come out of left field. But I say 95% of your life you control. You just do. It's that 5% that comes out of nowhere that you can't control. That's out of your control. But let's talk about the 95% that you can control. I dislike when people complain constantly. Now, we all gonna have things on our mind that we want to vent about, whether it's for a solution or whether we just we might be looking for a solution from another person, or sometimes we just want to vent. Venting, it helps the mind, so I'm all for that. But when you got people that constantly complains about stuff, y'all know what I'm talking about. And it's like, you control your own life. You can't blame others for the position you in, for the people that's around you, for relationships you might be in, for the employment that you currently hold. Those are all things that you can control. Now let's talk about employment. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of people out here with jobs that they don't like. That's just a thing. I can't attest to that. I tend to like my job. Do I have good days and bad days? Yes. But I like my job overall. But working at a job, go ahead. Working at a job that you don't like is a thing, and is a topic. I get it. But is it in your control? Yes. Whether it's, listen, you gotta build your resume up. You gotta build your credentials up. You want a better job, you gotta better your work ethic, your work history. Whatever. You didn't get a degree in school to get the job that you want. That was on you too. But it's not just complaining about work, because everybody complains about their job. That's not really a pet peeve. It's not. It's when you constantly complain about things that you can control. Only you can control it. Nobody else hold the key to that but you. Complain about the people you put around you. Let me tell y'all something. We at an age now where, for the most part, I would expect all of us, but let's say most of us, we do things that we want to do. Am I right? We're not kids no more. We do things we want to do. We be around people we want to be. I live by that terminology. Call me crazy, but I live by that. You know why? Because most people, like myself, don't have time to be around a bunch of people they really don't admire, or they really don't want to be around. Or they might like the person, but they know that person don't bring the good back. You know what I'm saying? I always been about, if I'm around you, I don't need to benefit from your presence, but I need to be at one with self when I'm around you. I need to be at peace when I'm around you. There ain't always gonna be flowers and rainbows, but I want to at least be at peace. So to complain about the people that you put yourself around, and you put yourself around these people on a regular basis, it's not a thing. It's not a thing. We all at a grown age. We paying bills. We got kids. Some of us got grandkids. Right? Am I right? So why am I bitching, complaining, pointing the finger, saying woo-hoo is me, not taking accountability for the things? Now, am I in a 100% happy place right now? Do I think it's things that I need to be doing better and evolving towards? Yes, but I'm not going to walk around complaining about it all day. I'm going to either do it or deal with it. I'm going to suffer in silence or I'm going to deal with it. I'm not putting my problems on nobody else. I'm not saying woo is me because this or that. You got people in relationships that they don't want to be in. Now, don't get me wrong, relationships is a little tricky because it could be a touchy situation dealing with some of these women, some of these men. You might have obligations in said relationship. But let me tell you one thing. At this grown age we at, I ain't being with nobody that I don't want to be with. Point blank, period. Now, I ain't into hurting feelings either. But at the same time, if I'm with somebody that I'm not feeling, we gotta have a nice, long conversation. I'm not calling all my homies or all my family members or this and that. We gonna figure something out. Me and that person. Got a lot of that too. You can't blame your shortcomings or your downfalls or your trials and tribulations on other people. You can't put that on other people, and you damn sure can't blame it on other people. You have to take that bull by the horns, and do what you gotta do. Life is very tricky. Life is a tricky thing. And it ain't easy for none of us. It ain't. We all grinding, striving, and trying to get to a better version of ourselves. All of us, right? Real rap, man. But I just never like putting my things on other people. I'm seeing it a lot. Let me tell y'all one thing. If I don't like somebody, friend, whatever, I told y'all, Leos, we very loyal. So it's going to be some loyalty there. Unless you did me a wrong, you did me dirty. Y'all already know what's up. It is what it is. I'm gonna go my way. You better go your way, right? And that's fine. No harm, no foul with that one. I'm cool. My cutoff game is so good, it ain't even funny. But there's some loyalty that lies there with certain people in your life that you dealt with, your friends, people you grew up with, whoever. So it's like, I don't wish you no ill will, but I also don't want to be around you. I don't want to deal with you. People need to realize that they can't deal with people that don't bring them no good. And I don't mean benefit. That's bullshit. Anybody out here saying you got to benefit off anybody that you're around is a scam artist and a bum. That's not logic. Anybody I go in business with, or maybe even my partner, something like that. But I don't have to benefit from you for you to be my friend. I don't have to benefit from a friend. Logically speaking, because people take that word benefit and they like, well, it could bring you joy and all. Okay, of course, bring me joy. When people use the word benefit in that aspect, they like monetary value or some type of clout. I don't want to get clout from being with somebody. That's BS. I mean, am I right or am I right? I don't like if I can't help who I like. So if we click, but I'm not getting no clout or no monetary gain, I still consider you a friend. I don't have to benefit from my friends. I just want you to be loyal, trustworthy, and rock out the long way. Is that crazy, y'all? Is that a crazy thought aspect? Why I need to benefit from a friend? I need to benefit from my business partners, if you have them. You need to benefit from your place of employment, obviously. I think somewhat you need to benefit from your partner, whether it's your wife, your girlfriend, your husband, your boyfriend, whatever. I think that's a benefit, yes. In some type of way, you know. But from an actual mutual friend, we met on the surface, or even if we grew up together, I don't need to benefit from you. I just always found a problem with that aspect. I don't hear it a lot, but I hear it, you know. And it's like, wow, people be tripping. But getting back to the matter at hand, people need to just take accountability, and that's the word that's been thrown around a lot. I hate using words that have been thrown around a lot because I like to be original, but it is a word. You know, accountability is a thing, but they use it for these women, but it's for everybody. We need to start taking accountability for our lives, the place in our lives, and if we somewhere where we don't want to be, we need to better ourselves. And if you cool with staying stagnant and it's working for you, that could work too. Some people cool with right where they at. You know, but for the most of us, you want to grow, you got to grow. And it start up here. You know, it start mentally. Sometimes it start from subtraction. Meaning you got to subtract the BS that's around you to move forward. That's what I did. Coming up in my 20s and somewhat early 30s, I subtracted a lot of people out of my life that, not that I wasn't benefiting from, that wasn't doing me no good. You know, there's a lot of fakes out here, a lot of fake friends, a lot of fake associates, a lot of people that act the part, but they really not for you. You feel me? So my advice to people that feel stagnant and feel like, you know, I'm not getting the best version of myself. Sometimes you gotta look around you and see who's the people around you, and what is they bring to, not financially, not benefiting in that way, benefiting to your just your growth. And we're not talking about yes men here, because I hate a yes man. I hate somebody that tell me I'm right all the time. Don't like it. That's not growth either. You'll never grow being told you everything you do is right. You'll never get nowhere. You'll just think, I'm cool the way I am. Why do I feel not complete though? Everybody telling me I'm the shit and I'm decent. Why I don't feel it though? That's because everybody around you is yes man. I don't not like a yes man. You know, but we have to look around us, look at the people we got around us, see how those people move, and see if that's the way I want, like, is this the way I'm carrying it? Because I'm not going to put myself around nobody that I'm not totally, if I don't like the way they moving, I'm not going to be around you. Point blank period. Now, I'm not going to hate you, because the way you moving don't make me shit. But it's just a thing where I got to feed you with a long spoon, because I don't condone the way you moving. That's all that is. And I think a lot of people should think that way. We can't blame and complain about these people. This person is like this, but why you with him? This person, I don't like my girlfriend. Why you with her? She's something else. She's a bitch. She just not right. Why you with her, bro? Like, seriously. I might have to have that long conversation. I can't stand my job. Why you there? That's easier said than done. Because ain't nobody just, well, I ain't gonna say nobody, but for the most part, we ain't just up and leaving no job. if we got bills and responsible. But what's your exit strategy? You got that resume ready for that next job? You put in some apps? What you on Indeed? What? Because we too old, we ain't young no more where we experiment. Remember that, y'all? Remember experimenting? Bouncing from job to job because you're trying to get the right fit? Those days is over. You ain't never going to 100% like your job because of the politics of it, the monetary part. We never feel like we pay right. We always feel unappreciated. For the most part, it's hard to get that banging raise. I don't mean raise as far as appraisal. I mean raise as far as position. It's hard, So you'll never be fully fulfilled at any company, really. But just, you can like your job. Like, I like mine. I like it. I'm not in love with my job, but I like my job, But I'm not going to sit here, bitch and moan and complain to my homie or to my friend or to my wife or like all this stuff, We got to stop that. We got to take accountability for what we are in life, where we at in our lives. And for the most part, a lot of us feel behind. A lot of us. The ones that will admit it. You got those that, I ain't behind, I'm right where I need to be. Well, stop fucking complaining. I shouldn't hear a peep out of you. You right where you want to be in life? Wow. That's different. I guess you ain't have, too many goals to check off on your checklist. For the most part, a lot of us feel behind, and it's a real thing. But we gotta better ourselves any way we can, and it ain't easy, and it ain't gonna happen overnight. It ain't. It's hard. It's hard. But it can be done. It ain't impossible. We gotta start a little bit at a time. This ain't about trying to be perfect, because that will never happen for no human. I don't care if she's a millionaire, if he's a billionaire. Being perfect is impossible. But being the best version of yourself that you can possibly get to, I think is obtainable. We can't point the finger at every Tom, Dick, and Harry for our shortcomings. Period. We gotta take them full stride and be like, you know what? Yeah, I put myself behind the 8 ball. I should have did. We all got the stories. We all wish we could go back 20 years or so and just make that one tweak, and it would make that much of a difference. At least in hindsight, right? I mean, just being real about it. But yeah, hate is a strong word. I ain't gonna say I hate people that do that. I dislike people that do that, because it's like, we getting too old. Now, your regular everyday complaints, like, that's regular stuff. We all going to say little, damn, man, I ain't got, But the things that we could control, we got to start taking accountability. Talk about myself, too. Y'all know me. I don't leave myself out of anything unless, like, I'm totally against it. Y'all know from the rip. Like, I'll put it out there and just be like, But myself included, we just got to stop. We got to take accountability, and we got to move forward. Figure it out, flush it, fix that problem, and move on. Want to get better and better and better each day. It's easier said than done, though. I will agree to that. The times that we live in make it somewhat harder. Like, that goal seems so much further than it used to feel. It felt like it was closer before. And now it just seems like it's miles and miles away, because every time you turn around, there's something. And I get it, y'all. I get it. This life we live ain't easy at all. But if we just start taking a little bit more accountability and figuring out who we are and figuring out what type of people we want to be around, I think that's the mindset moving forward that will help us get to that mile-long journey. Because at this point in my life, I'm not putting myself around nobody that I deem on a different wavelength. There's one thing to be associates. You got to be around all walks of life. Whether you work with them, whether they're your neighbors, you're going to put yourself around all walks of life. But I'm not holding nobody near and dear to my heart that I feel as though is on a different type time. I mean, makes sense without being, without being too forward about it. I'm just being real. Because it gets you nowhere. I'm not trying to benefit off of nobody, but I'll be damned if I put my peace of mind to the side to deal with certain people. All right, let me put my peace of mind on the back burner because I got to deal with this bull. I know how he is, so I'm going to fake it till I make it. No, we not doing that. I'm going to be around her for the next 2 days, so let me rearrange my whole thought process for this. This is what people doing, y'all. It's real. This is what people doing. To appease what? We can't be people pleasers. We have to be real and know what we willing to deal with. Know what we willing to put ourselves around. And it might not be on no negative aspect. It might not be, I'm not going to be around this person just because they negative or they bring negative juju or negative vibes. It don't always be that. It just be, I just don't condone the way they move. I don't condone the way this person moves. Why I'm going to be around them and act like it's kiki and ha-ha? I don't condone the way this guy act. I'm not putting myself in that mind state. Because now it looks like I'm with it. If that makes sense. I'm not with this thought process. So I'm going to stay over here. And there's no shade. I can love you from afar, bro. What's wrong with that? And then go home and complain to my wife or to my family and all this. People do that. And it's like, why you even go? Well, that's my homie. Nah. You know you ain't with that shit. He should if he your real homie, he should understand. Listen, I love you, but I can't. And we gotta be more like that. And stop moping about the positions we in because we put ourselves there. Anywhere I go now, there's a place I want to be. If you see me there, it's because I want to be there. It ain't because I was forced. It ain't because I'm doing it because I got to do it, man. No. I'm in places that I want to be. I'm rarely in places. You know what I mean? I don't move like I used to. But when I'm somewhere, trust me, I want to be there. So, that's just a little quick message I wanted to put out there. We have to start taking responsibility for our shortcomings and taking responsibility for the ways of life that we live and the people we put around us. You don't want that shit around you? Leave them motherfuckers alone. Point blank, period. I don't care who it is. I don't care who it is. Because we only got one life. I ain't trying to have too many regrets when I go. I want to know, like, I stood on business. I didn't bring nobody no harm, but I stood on business. And I subtracted myself from so many. There's guys I came up with growing up or come up with in the street. Ain't seen them in years. Don't want to see them. They probably want to see me. Those people know who they are. I kill you with kindness. That means staying the fuck away. Sometimes you just gotta stay away. It's better for your psyche. Alright, y'all, this traffic opening up. I'll holler at y'all on the next one. Peace.